Hello and welcome to Eastern Europe 1259, and this is a hardcore mod. Oh yeah, this is a hardcore mod. I just created a test character like I normally like to do, and I started with 0 weapons, 0 food, and 0 money. yeah, it's that kind of hardcore mod, yeah. Anyway, just bear in mind that could be my character creation choices, maybe, we'll see when we start a new game in just a moment. If you would like to check out the mod for yourself, there is a link in the description. Bear in mind that obviously it does have a lot of integrations as well, and they also recommend having RBM installed. Obviously, you don't have to. You can decide whatever you want to do. I do have RBM installed right now, and we're going to see how that goes. So let's start a new game. This is going to be pretty amazing, actually, because it feels like this is a huge overhaul of massive amounts of different mechanics and things, and I'm actually very intrigued to see what's going to happen. Now, bear in mind, you may be thinking, okay, I'm going to be really interested to see what the map is like, you know, and where all of the fiefs are located and all that stuff, right? Well, you're going to have to wait a little bit of time for that, because there is a fog of war. Yes, there is a fog of war. In other words, you cannot see anything. There are no villages, no towns, no castles, no nothing on the map that you can see at first. Obviously, you're going to need to discover those things. And we have 6 different cultures to choose from right here. So we have Baltic, Danish, German, Polish, Russian, I guess, and Swedish. And we're going to obviously see each one having completely individual very pretty cool and unique bonuses, like basically bonuses that are borrowed from the native game and the native game's cultures and so on and so forth, but they are mixed and matched, which is actually pretty cool because it fits them quite nicely. So you can see here, for example, the Baltics, they have 50% less speed penalty and 15% sight range bonus in forests, like the Botanians, but they also have a 20% raid speed bonus while raiding, which I think is a bonus from the Nords. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, there's a load of very cool things you can see here. Like, for example, the Danish, they have the Vlandian bonus, and then they also have the militia increase of production. I believe that is an empire bonus or something like that, potentially. I don't know. I can't really remember too much about the, shall we say, secondary benefits of some of these cultures. But yeah, you can see Polish, as you can see, also has the benefit of gaining some more income while serving as a mercenary. I personally really like that bonus, because 15% more income, that can make a pretty big difference, especially considering in the beginning you're going to be having some problems potentially, maybe. But yeah, there's also religion in the game. So as you can quite clearly tell, we have four Christian, all right, four Christian factions, 1 pagan faction, and then I assume, is that, I mean, it's Eastern Orthodox, but is it Catholic? Yeah, maybe. No, Western Catholic. These are all Catholics, I assume. Yeah, these are Christian Catholics, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I was actually going to play Baltics because I like their bonuses the most. But the problem with that is that they are literally out on a limb by being basically the only pagan faction. So we may be choosing a pretty difficult start here, but I'm going to do it, okay? We're going to do it because that's fun, right? That's fun, and we're going to try it out. So we're just going to go for brown hair, obviously, and we're going to go for a absolutely glorious mustache, because that's what Barney's all about, isn't it? Yeah, so there we go. He's done. That's it. That's all I need to add for him, isn't it? All right, so the question is, what do we want to use? RBM is installed, which makes bows much more realistic, as in there is an actual arrow drop, basically. You know, there's an arrow trajectory through the air, and I think that could be fun. That could be fun. So I'm actually wondering whether we should do that, because I've done throwing weapons recently. I love throwing weapons, as you know. But yeah, I've done throwing weapons recently. I've done two-handed recently, pole arms. Well, not really two-handed, but pole arms. Yeah, kind of two-handed, I guess, in a way. I think I'm going to do medicine and charm though. I think that's probably going to be the first thing we'll do. Athletics and bow. Why not? Let's do a little bit of bow skill. I think it sounds pretty fun. What about medicine and scouting? I don't really want to do scouting if at all possible. I'd like to try and be as sneaky as possible when it comes to our skills. Do I want to do smithing? I don't really want to do smithing, if I'm honest. I could do scouting, I guess, at least a little bit, but I'm not a big fan of that. What about bow and tactics? Okay, fine. We'll do bow and tactics. Why not? And then we have steward and tactics, riding and polearm. I need some I need some vigor skills, don't I? Yeah, I need some vigor skills, I guess. I could go for bow and engineering here. Yeah. Yeah, okay, fine. Bow and engineering. What about one-handed and two-handed? That sounds pretty good as well. I could go for trade and smithing. No, not really. Charm and steward. No. Okay, we'll go for one-handed and two-handed. Now, bear in mind that obviously because we're playing with fast mode, this is War Sails compatible, by the way. This mod is War Sails compatible, so that's very, very fun, in my opinion. You're going to get the opportunity to have some really amazing ship battles, hopefully. I'm actually going to start... Should we start age 20? Oh, I don't really want to do that. I feel like that really gimps us a huge amount. So I'm gonna do 30, not 20, despite the fact that I don't really like doing that either, because I personally really, really appreciate having those extra focus points and extra attribute points in the beginning, because you're never going to get those again unless you are playing as your child. So I guess, you know what, we'll just do 30. Why not? And here we go. We have some very cool things to choose from here. Loads of different sigils, obviously, as you might expect, but loads of different colors. And I'm thinking, whoa, really? A green? A green, that color? Okay, that's pretty crazy. I could technically do that if I wanted to. That would be kind of insane. This looks cool. Kind of like that color. I kind of like that color. You know what? Shall we do it? Should I do that? I could swap it around. Oh, that looks pretty fun. All right, that looks pretty cool. What about making the bear slightly bigger? There you go. All right, nice. Okay, so he's going to be Berthild, of course. That's what we do. That's what we do. And he's going to be... Should we make him Barney or should we make him Bruce? Let's just go Bruce. Why not? I should really bring back Byron, but he's primarily our Game of Thrones character, so probably not going to do that right now. Okay, we'll do Bannerlord difficulty. And yeah, let's go. The time of a clash of cultures and gods. The time of great leaders and legendary battles. The time of change. Forge your destiny in a world where your greatest weapon is not just the sword at your side, but the wit, courage, and determination you carry within. Welcome to Eastern Europe 1259, traveler. Your legend begins now. And my legend begins when we absolutely fail to do anything of note, because, as you can see, we start with 0 food, 0 troops, and do I... Yep, no, yeah, you're absolutely 100% correct. I also start with 0 weapons. Yes, I start with 0 weapons. Okay, so this is the map. As you might expect, it's pretty massive. It's pretty cool, actually. I love the fact that they've got this really cool, like, parchment type, sort of like fog of war effect going on here. I think that that's really, really cool. Obviously, we are going to have the opportunity to explore around there. As you can see, it just says some town and, you know, some castle. It doesn't give you the name of any of these places. So you will have to try to explore them as fast as you possibly can. There is a town over there. There's a town over there. Yeah, there's a town over there. Okay, so the question is, which one's closest? They're all equally far away. They are all... I think they are all actually equal distance, which is pretty hilarious. I think that's probably done on purpose, but yeah, let's actually have a look here. Can we even go across here? Is this even possible? We've got some raiders. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to surrender. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I don't have any weapons. And I think these Curonian raiders, let me actually just have a look at the Curonian raiders real quick while we're getting murdered. Okay, Curonian axemen. Do they actually have thrown weapons? They do. They do actually have thrown weapons. Right, okay. So we could have actually done something against these guys, but I was unaware that they had thrown weapons. Now, if you have any, shall we say, any desire to see a character go from 0, like we are here, go from absolute 0 all the way to being a very, very strong force in the world, there is actually a series that I've done where where we basically started at rock bottom. We started all the way with 0 of everything, pretty much how we're starting right here. And my main, shall we say, my main strategy was to go into battles and pick up the enemy's javelins. Yes, pick up the enemy's javelins that they had thrown at me in the battle itself, and then, yeah, basically do things from there. And that was basically how we would make anything happen. So it's a desperate act, to be honest. It is a desperate act to do something like that, but that is that is fundamentally the case, that you have to do those kinds of things. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see where I'm... okay, I can actually walk along here. So obviously my party is going to starve because I don't have any money to buy food, and I don't have any weapons to fight bandits. So what am I going to do? Well, the best course of action at this point is to go for a town and try to get your hands on... Don't catch me, please. Don't catch me. That's very close. But yeah, anyway, is to go very, very fast over to the first town. And this is a Teutonic Order. Okay, yeah, maybe not the best idea to go here, but all right, we'll give it a go, eh? We'll give it a go. Okay, so there's a church. You can pray here if you are of this faith. Obviously, I'm not, so not going to help me at all. But that's okay. We don't have to worry about that too much. So what we're going to do is we're literally going to... Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Amid another creed, your heart wavers and your devotion shifts toward their faith. Your devotion to Catholicism increases by 1. Oh, I'm guilty. Oh, no. No, just joking. Anyway, the point is, we are going to wait here for a little bit of time. We're going to try to get our HP back, and then we're going to be going into the arena, because the arena is something that will give us some cash, and it will give us weapons, and it will give us armor, and all that wonderful stuff. And hopefully, just hopefully, we'll be able to then get our hands on some food, and hopefully some weapons and armor as well. Even if it's just the most basic stuff, we may even be able to get our hands on some trade goods, and maybe even do a small trade route here and there. Unfortunately, it is going to take me a very, very long time to be able to do any of that stuff, which is indeed the point of this mod. The point of the mod is to be a very realistic, very hardcore-ish experience, and that's exactly what we're going to have going on here. So, obviously, the Arena Master, for some reason, is going to be talking to us. So... yeah, we're going to have to speak to him first, at the very least. Hello there, sir. Yes, I understand everything about what you're doing. I'd like to participate in a practice fight. Okay, here we go. So these guys all have thrown weapons, as you can see. And we are probably going to get ourselves absolute... Oh! I can't believe I didn't get my hands on an axe, first of all. That's very sad, isn't it? Wow. Yep, no, I'm dead. Not much I can do here. However, I am... Oh, I did actually get some pretty good... Look at that. I actually got some good polearm skill. Good blah skill, whatever. Whatever else I got. And we are... There we go. We trained for 3 hours in the arena, and that's absolutely fine. And we're still at 90%. So that is really good. Let me actually just take a quick look in here before we go out to fight again. Let's see what actually we have available. I could potentially get my hands on the Western Lance. I think that's probably going to be my best bet. That has... Well, as you can quite clearly tell, it's not really the best ever, but it is going to be doing a lot more than basically anything else we have available here. We even have... There are poisoned weapons, by the way. There are poisoned things here. So you can see here, poisoned repeater bolts, needle bodkin arrows. I don't actually know what any of this stuff means, but I am very, very intrigued to see what happens when we actually get our hands on our very own bow. Who knows? Maybe we'll get our yeah, I don't know, get a really amazing one for some reason. I don't know when, but hopefully we will. And then obviously we do have, whoa, okay, actually very good body armor. Very, very good body armor here. Yeah, pretty decent trade goods too, actually. Okay, I got a little bit lucky here this time. We actually got our hands on some javelins, which I can actually, yes, nice. We actually hit him. Nice, there we go. A second hit as well. Absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we're going to be leveling up really, really quickly in this situation because, well, RBM does that, where basically if you dodge, or shall we say block things, parry things, you actually get a lot more skill than if you were to just randomly, you know, do damage and attack and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually very, very nice to see that. I'm a little bit unfortunate right here that I'm getting ganged up on. Kind of hope that that wouldn't happen right here. But yeah, that is generally what tends to occur. But as you can see, if I just, look at this, if I just hold block, I get a lot more skill than if I didn't, which is amazing. So let's actually see what I could do here. Maybe we can tackle this guy. Nice. Nice little bit of damage here. Never hurt anyone. Nice. And there we go. He's dead. Great. Look at that. Okay, so now we can maybe do a little bit of a... Oh, yeah, so as you can see, projectiles are quite realistic as the way that they fly through the air. They are not going to, you know, they're not going to be like laser guided or anything like that, you know. Maybe when you get a little bit more skill, you might be able to do that. Oh, this guy is going to absolutely destroy me. I have a bad feeling. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. That was a two-handed. Okay, nice hit. Ooh, a little bit bad reach. We've got some bad reach with this particular axe. Oh, nice hit though. Actually hit him in the face. That was harsh. Okay, if I can maybe hit him in the face again, we'll be pretty lucky. I leveled up, as you might expect. This guy hit him. Wow. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, basically, whenever we get a head hit, that's pretty much what you want. Every single day of the week. Look at that. 120 damage. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, we've kind of got the gist of things now. Basically, whoa, that guy got him in the face. Did you see that? That was crazy. Okay, I'm going to die here in just a second. Pretty obvious. I'm going to get killed by some ranged troop. Oh, wow, that guy got absolutely murdered by that fellow. And maybe we can actually win. Look at that. Oh, okay, wait a minute. No. Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, wow. He got absolutely murdered. That was interesting. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm dead. Oh, wait, maybe they're not going to gang up on me forever. No. Oh, almost. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We did actually have 9 kills in that. I only got 10 gold. Really? Only 10 gold? I got a bow this time. I guess that's kind of nice. I can't believe he hit me in the face, though. That's not very nice of him. Nice, hit him in the face. There we go. Okay, so I've got a bow. Let's try and level up our bow a little bit. I mean, basically, one of the tips on the loading screen for this mod basically says, go into the arena and level up a little bit. And that's exactly what we're going to try to do. Oh, hello there, sir. Oh, wow. This bow is... Are you joking with that? Are you serious? Did you see that? The arrow literally just goes straight above this guy. What? Okay, I'm never gonna hit anything, am I? I did actually get it. Okay, I got a headshot. That's hilarious. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, I have a very bad feeling about this. Okay, so let's just... Okay. Nice. Okay, there we go. Wow, I might as well just go one-handed, to be honest. One-handed does seem to be the way to go, as you can tell. Just getting absolutely destroyed everywhere here. I might as well just kill, like, 2 people and then literally just die, because we're getting 5 gold from this. Ow. Well, there you go. Yeah. These guys are obviously very, very good with their one-handeds. Or shall we say with their thrown weapons. And there we go. You train for 6 hours in the arena. And they force you to wait for a little bit of time. And, yeah. we're probably going to have to do quite a little bit of this, aren't we? Yeah, quite a little bit of this. So I unfortunately will have to wait for some time. I did level up quite dramatically though. As you can see, we are going to be getting a little bit more HP, a little bit more, I guess, weapon handling. Sounds pretty decent. We could go for more weapon handling there, more swing speed, I guess swing speed. Not a terribly big fan of that, but yeah, fine, we'll do that. Bow skill isn't really paying off right now because the trajectory of the arrow is super weird. I don't know, is it just me? I don't know, it feels really, really strange to me. But anyway, we'll go for another point in this, another point in that. And then we'll wait here for a little bit of time.
See you in hell and split your skull!
Oh, there's the victory. We actually made it. Wow. Look at that. Okay, so I might actually include the entire thing in the in the video. I'm not sure. I'll probably just cut the first, I don't know, 5 or so kills or something like that, and then you can just see the rest, because obviously it's important to me to actually show you that I've done this completely legit. You know, I'm not actually just like, I'm not cheating in any way, you know, I'm just wanting to show you absolutely every single thing so you can get to see exactly what has happened from zero. Alright, so the question is, do I want to give it another go? Well, I actually do need to. Unfortunately, in the previous round, I actually started with a spear as well. Oh. Oh. What? How did I do that? I have no idea. I've not actually been very successful with the... What? What is going on here? With the spear? I haven't been successful with the spear at all with RBM for some reason. But apparently... What? Okay. I am unsure what is happening here. I am going to swap this out because I'm not thinking that I'm going to do a particularly good job with this spear for very much longer. So I'm just going to be a little bit, just a little bit cautious. You know, just want to make sure that everything's okay. So the question is, we've got quite a few of these. Look at this. We've got quite a few of these. We've got 5 of those. So I could potentially do something. Let me see if I could do something here. Nice. Nice little bit of damage. Ow. Okay. Should be fine. I mean, literally, we should be okay. All I really did was just go for headshots every single time. Like, that's pretty much all I could really do to kind of get us a bit of an advantage, because I've noticed, obviously, thanks to RBM, hitting the head is a lot more deadly than anything else. As you can see, I just clobbered that guy across the face right there. And this guy hit me in the face with a thrown weapon. That's really bad. That's really bad for me. I might actually die here. That would be pretty terrible, actually. Yeah. I mean, that's what happens, you see. Sometimes you just get absolutely sandwiched between two guys, and on second thought, it was a long day and you need a rest. What do you mean on second thought? What do you mean? Okay, yeah, so they obviously forced me into a rest here. Okay, sure, fine, okay, if you want me to do that. Inquire about the nearby tournaments. That's going to cost me 20 gold. Do I care about that? Minsk, Turov, and Reval. Okay, I have no idea where those are. Does that actually... Ah, nice. Okay, that actually does show them on the map now. That's great. That's actually extremely, extremely useful. Unfortunately for me, I won't be able to make it there in time without me getting absolutely slaughtered by every single bandit party known to man. So we're not going to do that. And instead we're going to... Wow, you can actually go to the bath. Apparently we can go to the bath. I don't know what that means. But what I do know is that it would be quite nice to ask about these people. So I'm going to do that. I'm looking for information for the owner of this town. It's going to be 500. Way too expensive. Okay, I thought it was actually 50, but no, it is not. Okay, so we will just go into the practice fights again. I'd like to... I think I could probably win a tournament. Maybe if there are very few enemy vassals. If we had vassals, then, well, then it's basically game over for me. But yeah, I'm just going to get this. There we go. I'm going to try to utilize the throwing weapons a little bit. Nice. And another one. Ooh, only hit him a little bit. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. All right, so we still have 20 opponents remaining, but we don't need to worry about that too much, you know? We can kind of be a little bit careful here. I'm just going to pick up this axe. I think I already had that axe, to be honest. I have to be super... Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, you don't want to... Basically, any kind of tip that I can give you right now about this, you do not want to get into a battle where there are two guys trying to fight it out. That's it. Just stay out of that, you know? Just get out of there and just let them have at it, because that's the thing that's going to get you killed, because they are going to focus you rather than focus each other. They will always try to focus the player character every single time. Let's try and see if I can do something here. I'd like to go for... Yeah, there we go. There's the nice headshot. Okay, so we've already earned 25 gold. That's not too bad. I have a thrown axe. Generally, the best course of action for me right now is to probably stay out of it as much as possible. Yeah, that's also bad. Should have known, really. Should have known. There's a guy to my left trying to hit me with thrown weapons, which is kind of bad. Nice. Okay, careful. There's a guy behind me right here. He's going to try to do something. That guy's dead. That's nice. Maybe we can try... Oh, nice. Okay, yes, yes, yes. If they just turn around, I can just leave them alone. They can just fight it out themselves. I don't mind. You know, that's more than... I'm more than happy with that. Because that means I don't have to worry about them. It means I don't have to worry about this guy coming in with his thrown weapon, trying to murder me. Nice! And there's the victory. Look at that! You see, it's all about just being a bit cowardly. Just being a bit of a coward most of the time right here. All right, let's do it one more time. Okay, what do we have here? We got one-handed, no shield. Kind of a bit problematic, potentially. Nice. And can we get another one? Kind of want a head hit, please. Nice little head hit. Nope, getting a little bit unlucky with the hitbox here. Nice, got him. Okay, let's be a bit careful with this fellow. He's got a spear. We know how effective they can be if used properly. We've got some thrown weapons. Ooh, he's got a shield. Of course he does. Nice headshot, though. Ho-ho! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, give me that. Alright, hello there, sir. Wow, your shield's gone. Your head's gone. Perfect. Head's gone. They are fun. I gotta say, they are fun. Okay, I like it. Yeah, thrown weapons, once again, proving themselves to be one of the most fun weapons in the game. And I'm gonna have to be very careful here, because I'm being focused by a ranged character. Or I was. Oh no, there's two of them. This is bad. I have found that archers are actually really, really dangerous. At least the AI archers. Maybe not me so much, but AI archers are really pretty hard to deal with. Because they are very accurate. They seem very accurate at least. Much more difficult to deal with than the classic native AI. Let me see if I can... can I find something here? I can pick up that. Oh, that just hit his shield, unfortunately. Oh, pine javelins. Ooh, yeah. Oh, hello. What are you doing there, sir? Trying to ambush me, eh? Yeah, that's not going to work, sir. That is not going to work. It would have, normally. It would have normally. Okay, don't get hit. Ah, see, now that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. They are actually extremely damaging, especially considering, by the way, I was blocking that. I did try to block that, but because of the force of the enemy's attack, you get a little bit dazed, you know? There's a little bit of a stun associated with that. So I just wanted to let you know that I was, in fact, blocking, but, you know, that's just how it goes. Anyway, we do have 530 gold. As you know, there is a potential for me to buy a Western Lance. I think I will buy that. And now we're only doing that until we have the opportunity to get our hands on a decent one-handed. Because as it is right now, the only one-handeds that we can see here are literally blacksmith's hammers, clubs, and various other very low quality, low reach weapons. We don't want to deal with low reach, right? That's just, you know, just miss me with that. Thank you very much. Now, we could also go with some of this stuff. Instead of buying a Western Lance, we could go for armor, right? We could go for armor, could get a horse, for example, could get a horse as well. That might actually be somewhat useful. Maybe we actually want to do that. Do we actually want to do that? I could get my hands on a horse. How fast are they? 34. Workhorse is the fastest. This one is obviously far and away the best, but you need 30 riding skill, and I don't have any riding skill, which is hilarious in itself. Okay, so that's 499. I don't have any food, obviously. So the best course of action for me right now is to obviously level ourselves up, because we haven't done that in quite some time. So let's do that. Let's get some, so I don't know, persuasion chance. I don't know whether that really makes any difference, to be honest, but yeah, I guess we'll just do that. We'll do powerful as well. Draw speed. Yeah, we'll do draw speed, I guess. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. We'll do cavalry. And then we'll go with shield bearer, because we're probably going to be using a shield. And indeed, we're probably going to be... I think trainer is... maybe trainer is really good. I don't know, but I'm going to go for duelist here, because we are going to be doing quite a few tournaments. So it probably makes the most sense. Let's go for one point in riding here. Generally, we are going to be using a horse, of course, but I'm thinking we're probably going to not really do that much at the start, at least. Let's go for one more point in athletics here, one more point in bows. Despite the fact that I am not really having a bow available at the moment, I think we will probably be doing... we will probably do some stuff, right? We'll probably do some stuff with bows in this playthrough. And I have this axe right here. Nice. That was fantastic. Also, you can actually pick up your axes from people's faces. So you can literally just, you know, kill them with the axe and then pick it back up. And then you could just do some crazy cool things. So I actually really like that. Nice, 80 damage. Oh, he actually survived that because I missed. Sad. Okay, that's fine. We've got a nice little throwing axe here. Basically, I'm just trying to utilize throwing axes as much as possible now. I believe firmly that they are probably the best way to go about here. And, well, obviously going for just headshots, you know, just going for headshots in general will make a difference. Nice. He's got javelins, right? Oh no, he had something, but these guys are after me now? Did you see that? He literally switched target just to come after me. Okay. Oh, hello. There's someone behind me. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, there's a nice little headshot there. Nice. And now this guy's going to try things. Unfortunately. And of course he's going to steal my kill. Did you see that? Yep, that was absolutely audacious. That was absolutely terrible. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. We got something here. We got something. Ooh, I was trying to stun him. Not good enough. And then he steals my kill. Of course he does. Nice. Yes, that's what we need. We need more of that, please. Yes, there we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, don't get killed, don't get killed. We know how effective these axes can be. Nice. Okay. Okay, we're fine. We just need to be careful because they will spawn in people really close by sometimes. And we do need to be a little bit careful on that. There we go. Okay. No, be careful. Okay. I kind of want to kill one of these. Okay, well, that didn't work. Nice. And there's the victory. Wow, that was the last guy. I didn't even realize, actually. I sincerely did not realize. Okay, that's pretty crazy. All right. So, what I'm going to do now is I am going to go away for a little bit from being on screen. I've shown you quite a few arena fights now. You kind of know what I'm going to do to make a little bit of money. And what we're then going to do is I'm going to head out and I'm going to try and see if I can get my hands on maybe a looter party or something like that. As you can see, there is actually a looter party out there right now, but I don't really feel confident in going over there and doing that just yet because we just have, well, the worst possible stuff known to man. So generally what I would like to do is get my hands on some basic armor, maybe a shield, just to prevent ourselves from maybe dying against them throwing stones at us or whatever, and then we're going to be going in against some of these looters right there. I don't know how good the looters are. Are they the same as how they are in native? I actually don't know. It might be a good idea for me to check just in case. Yeah, they're basically the exact same as you can see right there, so we really don't have to worry about them. They do have 70 in athletics, which is insane, so they are going to be running after us very, very quickly. But yeah, otherwise I'm going to go away. We're going to go and do our, shall we say, Eye of the Tiger, you know, fighting montage. And we'll be back very soon. Alright, so here we are. And Bruce has leveled up quite a bit more. Twice more, in actual fact. And not doing too badly in that regard. We're going to go for Surging Blow here, because that's going to really make a huge difference in the amount of damage we're going to do. Especially when we're light on our feet. Speaking of feet, we're going to need some shoes, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to need some shoes very, very quickly. And we're going to go for Arrow Catcher otherwise. Now, the question is, do we want to have a secondary weapon? The thing is, if I go for a secondary weapon, usually I like to go for two-handed. And that's probably what we're going to do. However, initially, I would like to use a polearm, obviously. And I am going to use a polearm, but the thing is, I don't want to use a polearm in general. So me putting in focus points to this skill, it's basically a waste of time, you know? It's basically a waste. So I'm thinking right now that what we'll do is we'll just put these two focus points, max out these two things, and then we're literally just going to put another point in Vigor here. Just going to try to make sure that we level up our one-handed skills as best as we can. Maybe I can get my hands on a relatively good one-handed lengthy weapon with a decent base value damage. And other things that won't happen. No, I'm just joking. We're going to go in for one more practice fight, just so I can kind of show you what kind of strategy I have kind of refined over time here. And it seems to be working really, really well. Or at least I think it's working pretty nicely. Maybe it's not working, you know, super good if I get absolutely murdered by some random hit here or there, but basically what I've been doing is this. Just waiting here, basically. Just waiting here. If someone wants to fight me, then they can come over and I'll take care of them. And that's basically it. And if someone wants to do that, then they're probably just going to die instantly, as you can see right there. And once again, this guy, oh, Surging Blow. Surging Blow was coming in mighty handy there. Did you see that? Surging Blow with the small speed bonus that we had. We actually managed to do 70 damage, or odd 70 damage, which is pretty nice. So yeah, not too bad. I actually quite like that. So yeah, this is basically the strategy. It's pretty much just being a lazy oaf, to be honest. Just literally being a lazy oaf. I've got some javelins here. Look at this guy. He just spawned right in front of us. Didn't even bother to come over here. So I'm just gonna relax. And all I have to do is just go super speed a little bit here. Oh, this guy actually did attack us. By the way, super speed is integrated into the mod itself. So you don't need to install super speed separately. But obviously the modding creators really know the value of super speed. It is so extremely good. It really saves you a huge amount of time. Like, for example, right now, I could just literally just do this. I got to be a little bit careful about these guys, by the way. They are very... Yeah, as you can see right there, that guy literally just had exactly what happened to him, what I didn't want to happen to us, which was literally just getting a headshot by one of these axes. If you do get headshot by one of these axes, it's game over. It's basically just pure instant death. So... definitely want to be a little bit careful on that. But yeah, this is exactly what I've been doing here. Basically just letting the enemies fight it out amongst themselves, and then just taking care of anyone that wants to come over to me. And we are going to be getting the grand prize. So let's see if I can snipe this guy. I think I probably can. Nice. There's the snipe. There you go. Very nice. Yes. So that's basically what I've been doing, and yeah, we're gonna just leave. We're gonna just leave now. We're gonna try and fight a couple of looters. So yeah, the strategy was basically just, you know, hide in the corner, take care of people. Bear in mind that the AI is slightly different when it comes to their ranged weapon usage, and basically it's you have to have a visual on their actual movements to psych them out. That's pretty much the greatest explanation I can really give you at the moment. Anyway, awesome boots. Actually extremely good. Look at that. 21 armor for that. Actually pretty crazy. Fur mantle. Really, really nice too. Okay, very much looking forward to this. And what about if we... oh, yeah, look at that. Amazing gloves as well. 271. Didn't think I'd be able to get something for such a cheap price. Let's see what else I can get here. I'm thinking... yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, absolutely perfect. Yeah, so we'll go with this. And then I'm going to need a... oh, dear. Oh, no. Okay, no really good head armor. Yeah. No really good head armor. That means a bandit bag is going to be it. The pretty cool thing is that we're only spending 500 gold here, and we didn't get any food, unfortunately. That's not the cool thing, but it's pretty cool that we were able to only spend 500 gold. So we've got 1,000 left. We have already gotten ourselves a horse. We don't have a saddle. Should I buy a saddle? That's the question. Okay, I guess I will. It's only 373 for a really, really good one. So might as well do that. We are going to look absolutely ridiculous though, because we're riding on a workhorse, which is really not very fast or anything like that. But, well, yeah. That's how it's going to be. Let's see. Can I find... there's another town right over there. That's actually pretty crazy. Yeah, okay, so there's a village over there. we're gonna make our way over. Maybe I can get my hands on some really, really cheap fish. That would be quite nice. Cheap rain fish is okay, I guess. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's just buy a couple of things. We don't actually have that much space, so just bear that in mind. We've got 59 days worth of food, though. So there you go. All right, that's pretty cool. Now that means... Oh, you know what that means? That means that we are now prepared for our first foray into a looter battle. And I will attempt to do this. I don't really hold out much hope here for this, by the way. So if I do get myself killed and captured and stuff like that, don't worry, okay? This is something that I'm used to, all right? Ah, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be very funny. Okay, oh, this is not the kind of weapon I was looking forward to using, but I guess we'll give it a go, right? We'll give it a go. This is... Oh, I should have bought a one-handed. Should have bought a one-handed. There's the couch lance. It did 75 damage. Actually pretty good, but yeah, this is... yeah, this is not gonna... Oh, actually, wait a minute. No, 12 damage. No. There's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to retreat out of here. This is a very, very cumbersome weapon, unfortunately. I would have loved to have used something a little bit less... Does it have a long reach? I can't even... Oh, it does. 268. It's way too much. Ah, it's way too much for me. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to get rid of it. Okay, we're going to have to go for something else then. I don't want to use a pitchfork. It's going to do basically no damage. I could use a bow. We could try to use a bow, but that is going to be... I think that's probably going to be the worst, most nightmarish thing I could ever think of to do. So I think instead we are just going to... Well, what are we going to do? That's the question. What are we actually going to do? I mean, I could get the Star Falchion. The Star Falchion is pretty much the only thing I can think of. We're going to be having to pay 705. We do not have enough money for this. So I will have to get rid of... What? Do I want to get rid of anything, or do I just want to come back in here in just a second? Okay, you know what? I am going to go ahead and do one more arena fight. And do you want to join me for that? I don't know. I've shown quite a few of the arena fights, so you probably don't want to see any more. But I'll show you the last... I don't know. Show you the last couple of enemies, I guess, in the next one. Alright, so actually I got a little bit carried away there, and there's only one enemy remaining, but he does have the potential for murdering me, so let's just be a little bit... Whoa, that was close. Ooh, that was actually a lot closer than anticipated. I'm a bit worried about this guy actually now. Okay, well, we should be fine. Yep, there you go. There's the nice little victory for us right there. Okay, so now I can get my hands on a Star Falchion, and this is something that I personally quite like. I do like the Star Falchion as a weapon. We're going to obviously do our best with it, if we can. Let me just get my hands on it real quick. There it is. Surprisingly not very... Wow, I do not even have... Oh, I don't even have stealth gear. Look at this. I don't even have stealth gear. This is hilarious. Okay, so if I wanted to do a bandit hideout, I wouldn't even be able to do that. That's terrible. All right, well, whatever the case, there you go. We've got our hands on a Star Falchion. It is pretty good in regards to weapon reach. That's the only reason why I'm buying this, because it's going to actually be relatively good to deal with these looters, or at least I hope so. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to get more riding skill than what I did, but that's just how we're going to have to go about it here. We're going to get Walk It Off, and I'm going to take a look at some of the troop trees now, because I haven't actually done that yet, and I'd kind of like to show you some of these guys. So let's see what the Swedes have available to them. As you can see, we have Swedish Knights. These guys eventually have 235 in polearms, and they are using Imperial Lances. Actually pretty powerful characters right there. Then we also have, those are the noble troops, of course, and then we also have the sergeants. I'm actually not entirely sure where we get these from, but I'm going to assume just peasants as well. So let's actually take a look at the Baltics. Is it Old Lithuanian? Yeah, okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, so yeah, basically we will now take a look. Horse skirmishers, trained nobles. Trained nobles, veteran nobles. So veteran nobles, as you can see, they have a relatively similar stat line to the Swedish knights, where they do focus on polearms a little bit more. And as you can see, they actually have a special Baltic cavalry spear, which has 240 weapon length. And they also come equipped with maces. So these guys are really, really crazy good against armored targets and also really good to take people prisoner. These guys, however, are seemingly the better version of those guys. And you can see that they have 250 in polearms instead of 230. And then what else do we have? We've got archers here as well. I'd like to see the full troop tree, but I can't see that just yet because I can't actually recruit anyone, as you can see right here. You need 20 relation with the owner to recruit here. I don't have anywhere near that. I have -7. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I will probably have to journey across the map and try to get into the Baltic states again and see what I can do about actually getting some relation with some of these guys and getting some troops. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do this without a spear. Usually having a spear is the #1 thing here, but I think also the problem is that I don't have any riding skill. If I had at least 30 riding skill, this would be so much easier because I would be able to purchase a relatively decent horse, one that actually has more than 40 speed. Because at this time, this horse has 37 speed, which is extremely low. So I'm not sure how it's going to go. So we'll see. Maybe, just maybe, it's worth me just getting... You know what? I'm actually going to play this. I'm going to play the long game a little bit here. I'm going to play the long game. Usually I don't like doing this, really, because it's kind of a bit... You know, it's kind of a little bit boring to do that. But we're going to actually just see something real quick, because if I can just waste their... Yeah, here we go. I think they've actually already spent all their stuff. So basically what I wanted to do is just waste all of their stuff. Oh, nice. That was a good slow motion as well. Pretty fun to see that. And look at this. Oh, wow, that guy got absolutely murdered. All right, so yeah, basically we're just going to try and power level our riding skill right now. All I'm wanting to do is just get to 30 riding, and then that's going to get me a very, very nice horse. Hopefully I'm not going to take too much damage in the process of doing that. As you can see, we're getting some really nice hits on these guys right now. And I'm wearing a bag on my head. Can you believe it? And also in the game. But yes, we're obviously going to make sure that we can... Wait a minute. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. If I can just continue hitting them like this... Oh, and they're just absolutely slaughtering me right now. This is really, really harsh. If I get myself taken prisoner here, I am never going to live it down, am I? That's going to be the most embarrassing thing ever, but do I care? No, not really, actually. I don't really care, because we're getting riding skill. That's all that matters to me right now. Can I actually achieve victory here? I might be able to if I don't get hit by these scythes anymore. You know, because the scythes, they are actually doing so much damage. They are actually surprisingly good. Okay, here we go, here we go. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Yes, yes, yes. Be a little bit careful. Nice. Nice little headshot right there. Gotta be careful. Nice. Took out another one of the scythe users. That's absolutely perfect. Nice. There we go. I don't think I can even get to 30. Can I even get to 30? No. I don't have enough enemies. That's hilarious. Okay, these guys are getting absolutely slaughtered, though, which is extremely, extremely good. I'm actually very surprised. I thought I was going to lose this very, very simply, actually. Gotta be careful here. Wow, I'm actually surprised that they are still alive at this point. Nice, there's a hit. And the last one, I just need one more, and he's going to be the hardest because he actually has a blunt weapon. He could actually kill us really quickly. Because blunt weapons, as you know, are really good. And there you go, we actually got to 27. 27, really? Why? Why 27? So unlucky, so unlucky. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. I actually increased my my relation with some guy. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna move on here because I don't really care if we're over encumbered or anything. But look, I actually increased my relation with the notables in the area. That is super, super nice. I am actually going to be speccing into more charm skill here. I think that's probably going to make a huge amount of sense. And we're probably going to be getting... Should I get more charge damage? Let's get some more charge damage. Why not? I'm at 27. We need 30, but that's okay. I'm going to do a couple more fights in the practice fights here, and I'm just going to rest up, get to 100% HP, and then we're going to be making our way over to Baltic territory. Would you like to see more of this? By all means, let me know down in the comments. There is also a link in the description to the mod. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.